Hi everyone, I'm doing a video today on some small Bibles. There are 4 here, and we'll just have a look at each of them and sort of the differences between them, and basically whether they're a size that you can read, because some of them are sizes I cannot read with my one eye. I just can't get the focus on very small type. I can for a minute, but I don't want to read like that. So anyway, let's have a look and see what we've got. Try and get that right. Okay. Now, I have the Tránsito, which they call the Bible, which is very small, as you can see, fits in my hand. And that's designed in Denmark and the Netherlands. And for people who can put it in their pocket and can read it. This is the Cambridge Pitt Minion. These are all King James Bibles too, by the way. And this is the premium Pitt Minion with the, it's a bit hard to show, let's see. It's got red under gold. Can't see if I'm doing it right. Just have to get a bit there. It's goatskin leather, and it's the next one. And then there's this one, which is a 1972, it's a 485 Thomas Nelson. It's got some ribbons I just popped in myself, the tape to the back. There's that one. That's a red letter, that's a black letter, and that's a black letter. And this isn't probably classed as a small one. It's a hand-sized Bible. And this is the Windsor text, which is a really nice Bible too. So they're the 4 that I would call the small Bibles. And so we'll start with the smallest, the Tránsito. And this is designed to be flexible, so that basically you can open it like a Bible that you might have anywhere else, and you know, you can fold it right back if you want to, read it in one hand. But it's really a flexible, it's designed that way with these sort of hinges, and so you can see it there. And it has it's like a full page. Let's see, what have I got? Something else. Pitt Minion, which is fine, because the Pitt Minion is this is a red letter too, by the way. The Pitt Minion is, I'm just going to try and put them together. See? Page of the Pitt Minion and a page of the Tránsito. So it's, you know, it's like 2-column, similar, without this sort of reference column space. So it's nice text. It's the it's called the 7-point Carmina Sans text, and there are a lot of videos on it, so I'm not going to do a full review on it or anything, but you see the heading and the chapter numbers are highlighted in that nice green, and you open it like this, and you find the book and page you want, sort of as if it were, you know, the position of a normal book. You look for the down here, you know, there's 1 Samuel, and then you find your chapter or whatever, and then you can hold it, you know, you can hold it like that, you can fold it like that, you can do what you like with it. It's just a really versatile little Bible. They actually call it the Bible, but so if you buy them, they're Tránsito. That's my ribbon that I put in there, because you don't get a ribbon. And so very pocket sized for those who can read, 7-point type. And so the next one would be the Cambridge Pitt Minion, and the Pitt Minion is a 6.75 point type, and it's in Lexicon 1A. That's the typeface, and it's paragraph format, and where there's verses, sort of poetic verses there, you know, like that. But basically it's just looks like this. Paragraph style, pretty solid, and being 6.75 point type, without a lot of space. You know, there's not, when it's verse by verse, you get space between everything. It does, the space gives you a chance to read it. Like this is the King of Solomon, and so it's poetic, and so there is a lot of space, but the bulk of the Bible and the books are, and it's a red letter. Nice red letter. You can see the colour under gold, sort of a salmon-y colour. It's really nice. And everybody who has this loves it. It's really lovely and flexible, and people who have them mark them as their favourites. But the type, I bought it for myself, but I won't be reading it, is just too small for me, since I'm a one-eyed reader. I don't have my... the eye that's had the seven operations in it is the one that used to be my close-up eye. So I used to, you know, 2 years ago I would have been able to read that, but not now. This one is a red letter 2, the 485 Thomas Nelson from 1972. And it's just a really nice Bible. It's a nice size, great size. See, it's a great size, hand size, you know, it's a nice size. And it's not, we'll compare them a little bit, similar size to the Pitt Minion. It's because that Pitt Minion hasn't got references in it. So this is a reference Bible. It's red letter, and it's got the maps, and it's got some helps in the front and some helps in the back. So this is called the Holy Bible Reference Edition. So it's just a really nice Bible. So size-wise, it's great. But this is what's good about this is that why I can read it, and I do like this Bible, is it's 7.5 type. And it looks like a big 7.5 type too. It's a size, it's got a lot of space, you know, like verse by verse so it's just a really nice Bible to read. That's Isaiah. But so this is the one I can read, and I do read quite late at night. I can read it in bed, I can hold it with one hand. A lot of my Bibles I like to hold with one hand like that, and hold it up and read it. And this is my lightest, smallest Bible, so that's a goodie for me. And this one is the Windsor text, and I don't know that it would be classed as a small Bible. I think it might be. Let's have a look. I'll leave the translator out because I mean we know how small that is, but so that's the Windsor text, Thomas Nelson, and the Pitt Minion. And the Windsor text is a lovely slim Bible. And it doesn't have references in it either as a text. It's like the Pitt Minion as a text, it hasn't got references. The Thomas Nelson, this 1972 one that I read, has got red letter and references, and this one is a black letter, so they're both black letter, and that's a red letter. And that's a reference Bible, and they're text Bibles. But, so that's how they look together. Pitt Minion, Thomas Nelson, and Windsor text. Anyway, so we'll do the Windsor text, and it has, I really like this Bible. I do read this Bible. Has lovely, has a 9.6 size typeface, and it's on a lovely creamy paper. It's just a lovely Bible. If you want a really nice Bible, it's nice to hold. It's a calf skin. They come in, mine's fairly stiff calf skin. This is the one printed in the Netherlands, but the one I gave to my sister in Christ, who lives in the next state over in Australia, in Victoria. Hers was actually bought from the same place, Trinitarian Bible Society. Her leather was really flexible and soft, and hers was printed and made. Hers was made in bound in Belarus, which is Russia, and state of Russia, and so, you know, it depends what cover you get. And we both got burgundy too, by the way. But anyway, this is a beaut Bible. Love it. I really like this one. So I read this one, and I read this one. That's how big they are. I read those two. So that's a big 7.25, probably 7.5 type, and a 9.6 type. And let's see. See, it's nice to compare them. It's not the same page, but so that's 7.5, and that top one's 9.6. And you know, the font size, that it says something, but it doesn't say everything. Like, I've got a Concord reference Bible, and I've got a Concord wide margin, and they are 8-point times semi-bold 40. Oh, I can't remember. Something 421, I think, or something, whatever it is, and it looks like 10-point, the one in the Concord. So anyway, I digress. So Pitt Minion, pretty small, and the other Tránsito together. Oh, floppy. It's very flexible, that Tránsito, and so is the Pitt Minion. But so there you go, a page of that and a page of that. I think my camera's pretty good, so it'll pick that up. Even though from where I'm looking, it doesn't look so big. So close up. Anyway, that's it from me and my 4 relatively small Bibles. The ones I've got get bigger from here. But for me, every Bible has a purpose. You know, different time of day, different kind of light, lamp light, daylight, inside, outside, heavier or lighter. You know, I like to go across. I'll read through one or two different Bibles in one day. Sometimes I'll look at 3, and it depends, because I'm not always just in one spot all the time reading my Bibles. I'll move around and carry them, and you know, I'll go out in the garden and read. And yeah, and a lot of it depends on the time of the day, whether I've just done eye drops or not, whether I can read, or whether, you know, I'll have to wait half an hour before I can read. It's sort of funny for me, but probably easier for you. So anyway, thanks for watching. God bless.